that's interesting way to put it. Thank you. But then when I was listening, my voice was booming over your voice. It was quite
That's
uncomfortable.
probably a good thing. That's probably a good thing.
I doubt it.
Probably is Laura-san. All right, I think we got everything up. See, what happens is that my main camera just keeps on, not the main camera, but the smaller one that's on my face keeps on bugging out and saying that like it's it needs a fast USB port which is plugged into, and so I have to just unplug it, replug it, uh, restart the computer. I restarted 3 or 4 times, and finally it worked. But I don't know, whatever. It's just there's so many moving parts to art streams.
Oh yeah.
It's just how it is. Okay, I'm gonna get this sketch.
I'm gonna answer Clara's question. The Luray Caverns are um, some amazing set of caverns. Some really cool caves in Virginia. We went to Virginia last year, and we actually went to Williamsburg, the colonial Williamsburg, and I wasn't really. It was a family trip, a family vacation, and we did all the entertainment parks and everything, amusement stuff, and and but what I was really interested was not the historical crap. I found out when I was there
The historical
that
crap. Not that, not the historical crap.
who gives
Who
a
cares?
who cares? See all
It's pretty good,
wars that people have had over the years. Not
right?
me, I don't care. But anyway, so I found out. So I and I said, okay, this will be the
Mic on.
takeaway from this trip. I'm not gonna go home displeased. I'm gonna be happy because I love caves. You know me.
Problematic.
So on the way back, but they were like 2 hours away. But on the way back home, we made a, a little bit of a loop. So we stopped at the Luray Caverns. They're truly magnificent. They're some of the biggest caves in Northern America. Not the biggest, but I think they're up there on the top 5 list. Pretty sure. They're amazing. Great. Thank you for the feedback on the voice.
I'm gonna turn my headset off just for a second.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Duct tape. It's
ASMR, everyone.
This is the best setup on Twitch.
Indubitably.
Indubitably. Shit. We duct tape the phone so it doesn't.
Mic
All right,
off.
what? Turn this off. I have 2 mics.
Mic on.
I have 2 mics. 1 second. Sorry. I think I'm coughing into both. This is not professional day. Phone. Damn you.
Are you having a cold?
I don't know what's going on with me.
Or allergies? I think
I don't have
they're
allergies.
Oh,
I don't
of
think.
course. You're a superior person.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
very
by far.
man. Above allergies.
Above everything, people in particular. Where? Okay, I think I got everything. All right, Laura.
All right.
Let me see what you're working on.
Are you on?
Yeah.
Oh, here you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. A dragon? Yours is much cooler.
Let me see if I can put your picture up. What are you gonna be working on? Ah, on the landscape.
Yeah, the landscape, indeed. I should just start. No. Focus on the drawing. Focus on the drawing. Focus on the drawing. Be the drawing. Perspective. We have to focus on perspective, Laura. Screw that building. I'm gonna put that in. Will be impressionistic bullshit that I put in the background. Make it fade, make it recede. That's what we do. Just stand here. Most of the drawing is done. In the back, standing here, staring, thinking. What the hell is going on? You know what's funny? I spent all this time trying to get that small camera up and I don't have it on right now. Maybe I should have it on. Maybe I'll make use of it. Are you kidding me? It's frozen. Fuck this. Sorry. Had to be said. I spent 30 minutes trying to get that camera working and it freezes out for no reason in particular. Screw it. I am not dealing with that anymore. If it wants to work, it's going to work. I'm not going to spend 30 minutes.
Breathing deep, Louis. Breathing deep. Oh, we can get through this.
It's over.
It ain't over till it's over.
It's over. It's all over. What am I doing? Stupid. Think. Is that wrong? Oh, I see what I'm doing. There we go.
To Luigi. What have you been up to?
I have been a little bit distracted recently because of some stuff with my dad that's been going on, and I have not been as diligent as I want to be in here, which is why I haven't streamed that much this week, but I'm trying to get back into it. But essentially, there's two videos that I want to make, and it's on site size and the relationship between certain elements that people seem to piecemeal. It's like there's a lot of things you have to do as a painter, as an artist, in terms of like classical teaching, right? There's a lot of things you have to juggle in your mind. And it's not to the exclusion to one or the other, but sometimes these teachings get piecemealed because they're very hard, and I think people focus on them. And in the focus, they lose track of the bigger picture and forget that that's what you're also supposed to be doing. And a good example of this is like, for example, using comparative measurements while doing site size. People say, well, you're doing site size, so they're not teaching comparative measurements. And there's benefits in using site size with comparative measurements for reasons I won't get into, but it's more of a less of me showing an art piece being developed and more of me explaining how you should go about your studies, right, in learning to do A, B, C, or D.
Right,
Does that make
but
sense?
you're going to show and tell, right? Not just you
Oh
talking
yeah.
head.
No, it's I'm gonna have examples. I was actually what I have been doing. I said I haven't been diligent, but I have been trying to gather my wits and especially with the guys, women on streams that show work. It has kind of gotten me into the mindset of going back and looking through pieces of art and such. And so I'm finding examples all over where these teachings are prevalent. And I'm pointing out certain aspects. And what I want to do is break them down, kind of, in the Photoshop, marking it up and such, circling things, saying, see what they did here. This is what happened here. This is what happened here. I'm trying to... It's going to be a good video. But a lot of the stuff I have to research in the sense just to organize my mind with it. And you know how it is, the organizational process of videos, right? You're doing something, it seems like, I can definitely do that. I have a conversation with about this stuff quite often, but then when you translate it over to video form, you don't want to ramble on. So then you have to start organizing yourself and such, and that's kind of the process right now. Because I do ramble, we all know that.
No, what?
No. There we go. Whew. Yeah, I cannot figure out why some days this, the camera works and some days it doesn't work. I cannot figure that out. Cannot figure it out.
Fifth?
What?
Your M50?
The M50 is working fine. They had an update that fixed a lot of things, but it's the face cam. It's the webcam, right? But it's a good camera. It's meant to do what I'm setting it up for. It's not like getting an app on your phone. Like I used to get an app on my iPhone, and it was a little bit sketchy, right? And that's how I would do it. But with this, it's specifically designed for, it's a webcam. And half the time it bugs out, and I cannot figure out why. And so, like I said, I was trying to, 30 minutes I was trying to get, and half the time it bugs out during the process. So there's something, I wonder if it's sorry, I'm thinking out loud. I wonder if it's a G-force. That overlay sometimes I heard messes with it. I might have to try to disable that, see what happens. I don't do that, but I've wasted so much time already on it that I'm kind of hesitant to go back into it right now, especially live with my several hundreds of thousands of viewers watching. It would be disrespectful to them.
Yeah.
So who cares?
I thought it was millions, Louis. I thought it was like 5 million or something.
Well, several hundreds of thousands of millions of viewers. I was being modest, okay, so.
Hundreds, thousands of millions.
Prop Twitch up, with this, I propped them up. Honestly, they should thank me. There's a little house there going straight across.
Enjoying yourself, Louis?
Say what?
Are you enjoying yourself?
I do, but it's just there's a lot going on outside that's kind of scattered me a little bit, and I need to. It's very hard to do what I need to do right now in this, but I do enjoy myself. I really do, with a lot of things.
That's what matters, really.
Well, I love doing this type of stuff, and I love our community. Painting's awesome. There's so much I need to improve upon in my own work, right?
Right.
There's a lot to learn. A whole lot to learn.
And that's the fun, learning it and exploring. I think that's the fun.
True dat.
And hello, Steve. How are you doing today? It is a good day.
Steve.
Steve.
Shit.
Steve does some really cool, fantastic work. You know, fantasy stuff and pet portraits. I
Really?
particularly like the
Fantasy?
fantasy stuff.
Oh.
Yeah,
What
and
type of
all sorts of yeah, beautiful ethereal scenes.
Nice. Nice, nice,
Uh, can happen, Clara. And how is Steve doing today? Hey, Clara. Clara said, when you have two important people in your life, but from completely different areas that have the same name, but it's spelled slightly different. She misspells their name constantly.
Who's?
Like Michelle with one L and Michelle with two L's.
Really? What an amateur.
Right.
What an
Amateur
amateur.
mistake. Yes, I'm excited to see this dragon too. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm just going with it. Well, I don't know.
The penis building goes over some. One of my problems, I tend to be a little bit too precise, or too rather uptight. Let's put it that way. I'm not always precise, but I'm sometimes, instead of trying to just go for the impression with certain things or being loose about it, I get caught up, in making it.
Perfectionism, Louis. It's called perfectionism.
Yeah, it is. But I think that's too because I'm fighting my own mistakes that I should not be making. That's what I've determined with this.
Breeze, you are too uptight.
Probably.
That's part of his charm. We can't all be loosey goosey, you know? Somebody's gotta
Loosey goosey.
hold the reins.
We can't
They're-
all be loosey goosey.
They're loosey goosey. Lackadaisical.
Yeah.
I know. It's lackadaisical. I can't stand people who say lackadaisical. So I am also uptight, I think. Grammatically.
Dramatically uptight.
Yeah, I get a little flustered when I see people or I hear people saying the wrong word or mispronouncing it or misspelling it or not even knowing what the word means anyway.
Right. When I'm drawing this, I'm also thinking of how I'm going to paint it, develop it. Here's the thing. The problem I have with my work is that it's oftentimes very slow work. And I don't feel like it's always the best to stream this stuff, but there's a lot of value in it. So it's kind of difficult.
Chipped in the conversation. How do you say it? You know, when a person has a strong point, how do you call that word?
A strong point?
Yeah. Give me a synonym for strong point. Or quality or skill, something. Starts with F.
Forte?
Pretty easy. There you go. It's actually fort.
It,
Believe it or not.
is it fort?
It's fort.
The forte sounds more intelligent.
forte. I know it does, and that's why people use it. But actually, it's fort because forte is only that note in music, and it has the that accent on it.
Shit.
But forte is how everybody knows it.
Right.
Thank you, Sam. That's the one. And sometimes I get caught and say forte just so people understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
Although deep inside, I know
Deep
I'm
down,
making
a grave error.
a grave error.
Grave mistake. For the first time, for the last time. Mistake.
Says the answer, in my opinion, is to push yourself to stuff you are uncomfortable or try to do something that breaks the mental cycle. Yes, otherwise you'll hit burnout. Or you'll just burn out. Which is better, to hit burnout or to burn out? Today's philosophical
To
question.
manage it. Because I think I'm always burnt out.
Me too.
And if I was like, oh, I'm burnt out, I failed, then, whatever. Screwed.
Said the other time, I'm in a constant burnout to the point where if I ever question being burnt out, I just gaslight myself into
You're already screwed.
shutting up and
Right.
like, shut up, you just keep going, you can do it.
You're already
Why are you
screwed.
complaining?
Exactly.
Right? There's time to rest in the grave. Get up!
Bitch.
I'm the tough love kind of person. Not the best parent.
I think those are the best parents.
Your child isn't like you, Because you can push yourself and you don't know your limits, but they're not the ones that are there now. You know that the limits are to be pushed further. When it's a child and when the child is, not like you,
Val.
and you kind of get soft, and you won't rest when you're dead either. No, I'm gonna come back to haunt you all.
Lewith. Val. What's up, buddy? Yeah. What's up, bitch? Oh my gosh. Dude, bro, man. Dude, bro. Dude. I am looking at my work and thinking how bad I am at it right now, dude. Some key things. Oh, good. Talk to me about it. Tell me about it. We're having a very philosophical conversation that is, frankly, over the heads of the people who are watching your stream right now. I won't get into it. It's not worth getting into. Just know that it's very highly intellectual. Are you really, Val? Good job. Nobody, nobody would understand what we're saying here. Essentially, what the... Dude, how am I so bad at drawing? I swear. This is just one of those days. No, it's not. This is a good day. The second you say it's one of those days, you shoot yourself in your foot. Just say stop being pussy.
Pick yourself up.
You pick yourself up. It's impossible, by the way.
By your bootstraps.
Sweet, sweet justice upon my foes. Oh, that you will, Val. Ha! That you will. Which, by the way, I have zero faith in the rework. Zero faith. Zero. With a capital O. And a capital E. and a Z, but not an R. Okay? Did, you got that one? Is that what you're doing? So if, Laura, if this doesn't make sense, all I have to do is put my mic up and y'all can't hear me. But my stream can. Do you want me to, is this bothering y'all's stream? Because you don't know what's going on and it wouldn't make any sense. It's not even art related.
Okay, whatever you feel like. It's Lewis. You can have your chat with Val if you want.
So essentially lift my mic up. Give me a second. I'm going to lift my mic up so I don't bother you. But I'll put it back down when you talk. I'm listening. I have my headset on. Okay. I think it's off. Laura, can you hear me? She can't hear me.
Thank you, Clara.
Val, good. So what are you doing?
When you're in a bad mood and tired, you can't really sit down and be creative. Or maybe that's just what's gonna
Romania.
pick you up. You never know.
She's from Romania.
You never know.
Yeah, Romania. So Justicar's Vengeance, are you doing Final Reckoning with it? Yeah. Val, guess you were from Romania, by the way. Laura.
Hey.
Val, guess you were from Romania.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's it. He also has a good friend from Romania.
Well, I'm sure they're a very nice person. I don't know. I don't know everybody from Romania. Can't vouch for anyone but me.
What do you think about yourself? You think you're a good person?
Me?
Yeah. Just ask like really stupid ass questions to each other. Go.
I try to be a good person. I don't know if I'm always achieving.
Do you think Sam would be able to tell you straight to your face?
I'm a pretty decent person in general. I don't always do my best, but compared to others, pretty good, I think. I don't know.
So this Romanian lives in Canada.
Nice.
What's her name? So we can ask Laura if she knows this person, since that's what we do. Do you know this person? Because Romania, I'm sure she knows everybody there, right?
Yeah, it's a very small country. Everybody knows everybody.
Definitely. That's how it is.
I think Sam said that I am a good person in general.
Daniele.
Or the
Daniele. Do you know a Daniele?
Daniela?
Daniele with an E.
Huh.
But he's also saying he
maybe.
doesn't know how to spell it, and we don't know the last name. Okay.
Right.
So
I
do you know that
know
person?
her. I do.
Good. Okay. Val.
I was in the same class with her in a general school.
Laura,
She
what's
was
your
one of
last
those-
name?
My not my maiden name or my actual name, her
both.
present name.
Both names, because I'll remember them because I have a photographic memory. Go.
And you can picture it in your mind right now. It's my current name is Bray, B-R-A-Y, like
Right.
the donkey's bray.
Right. Right.
And
Okay.
my maiden name is Andrus. That's Andrus with a little comma underneath. That makes it a sh.
Andrush. All right. So
Yeah.
it's Laura Andrush. Okay, Val. That's how they say it too, and you have to get the aggression into the
They
name.
shout it.
You have to
Yeah.
shout it. Andrush. It is a sweet maiden name, isn't it? Val, what's your maiden name?
Hi, Jamie. Wait, is Val
Hmm?
your lady friend or your man friend?
Man friend.
Right. Okay. That
Allegedly.
makes more sense. That makes more sense.
Allegedly.
That's why. That's why it's
I've
funny.
always thought that he has a voice modulator. Right.
Look at that nice purple. It just mixed the white. Isn't it magical? Louis, magical, I tell you, when you mix white into a very dark color that you don't know what it is, and then it turns into a very nice color. You can actually see it.
I don't care anymore.
That's why I like hanging out with you, Louis. It's nice to hang out with somebody who's more depressed than you.
Bitch.
You're welcome. Just try to uplift you.
I don't need uplifting. I need to just. You know what I might do? I might go look at graves this weekend.
That's a good idea.
I think so. You know? It'll make me cherish the time that I have left.
Yeah.
You know?
Memento mori, carpe diem, that stuff.
I'm good on carpet. Just, you know, I need a healthy perspective on life. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Val has a good name too. His name is Strong. Last name is Strong. That's
Oh, nice.
his maiden name, but then he's one of those guys that changed his name to to Cheryl. It's the last name, his wife's last name. His wife's name is Jane Cheryl, and he changed his name from Strong to Cheryl.
Nice move.
In his
Good
moment of
move.
weakness. He
And
actually,
his wife
when he was
was
proposing to
nice.
his wife, he was so nervous that he thought, well, I have to give incentive for her to marry me. It's not enough that, like, right, I don't have the self-esteem for this. So he blurted out in his haste and to his everlasting regret and shame, I will change my name, last name to yours, right? And so even though my last name's Strong, ironically, he changed his last name to Cheryl, okay? Which they pronounce it Churl, actually, so it's really Jane Churl. A little fun fact for you.
Thank you for sharing that.
Val, you don't have a voice. You see, this is the thing. You don't have a voice here, all right? I'm going to make sure that says never in a million years. Val's like the last person who would ever do anything like that. Because he's a misogynistic pig. Heartless. Okay. It's one of these days.
My last name isn't Dreams in reality. Not legally. Maybe, metaphorically it is. My middle name probably is Dreams.
Is what?
My Dreams.
Dreams?
Because my YouTube channel, Laura
Yeah,
Dreams.
right.
It used to be Mural Dreams by Laura. And then
Right.
I changed it. Because I don't only do murals, so I'm like, maybe I should put... Because everybody would call me Mural.
Right.
People don't like reading past one word in general.
Right.
So I'm like, maybe if I put my actual name, my Lara first, maybe
Laura-san.
they'll call me Laura
Right.
instead of Mural.
Right.
And I'm like, I can't lose the dreams part, so I said Laura Dreams.
Yep.
I think it's a very, very aesthetic, audibly aesthetic name. I don't know. melodious, don't you think?
I guess. I don't know.
Louis, I've never seen you like this.
I'm fine. I'm actually in a pretty good mood. I am what? I am. I am. I'm in a good.
That's even more worrying.
Right? Sounds like this guy's on edge here. Son of a bitch. Still hear me? Okay.
But I've been there, Louis. I've been there, and I know, it goes away. This too shall pass.
I really
Yeah,
don't care. Bring it. Um,
yeah, right.
There's,
That's.
everything's just actually totally cool.
Have you reached the Tyler Durden phase where you have to lose everything in order to do anything?
I think honestly, it's in the process of happening right now. It's fun. It's always fun, isn't it? Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
Reading past one word is fatiguing. It is.
Bitch.
Clark, here, can you post Lewis's stream link in the chat too? Because I didn't get the your window up.
But y'all stay at louder stream. This is kind of a boring phase, I think, in my opinion, of the piece I'm working on. It's these minor details, sketching architecture, and just trying to get all those small little details correct. It's very something else. You still there, Laura? Laura?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
here.
good. I use Templar's Verdict in Paladin rotation. Yes. Actually, one second. Let me answer this. I'm gonna put my mic up for a second. I do use Templar's Verdict. Actually, no, I use Justicar's Vengeance. I don't use Templar's Verdict. There was one thing. There was Imperial Decree, which made Templar's Verdict like. It gave it a chance to proc and do a Divine Storm, so I would have that on a separate keybind. But I'm not doing Imperial Decree. I put that point somewhere else. So essentially, I'm just doing Justicar's Vengeance with it. I think that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm not using Templar's Verdict right now. Because that's not really that strong of a spell. Justicar's Degree is much better, plus it heals you, but in PvP at max level, in rated, it does hardly anything. Like, you can't feel it at all, but it does something. It's like a small heal. Yeah, Justicar's Vengeance. Essentially, you want to replace that. There's Templar's Verdict. There's also, what's the other one? There's Templar's Verdict, but there's another one. I just, like, I can't think of it right now. It's one that drops a hammer down. It also replaces Templar's Verdict. That one's very good too, and that's a different build, and it gives a little bit more ranged. Justicar's Vengeance is good with the Final Reckoning, right? Final Reckoning, Execution Sentence, and then you just do as much damage in an 8-second window as possible, and once that thing hits, but it's such a ramp up. But if you get it off, it'll kill them, if you can get it off.
Oil
Right.
paint, Sam. Yes, indeed.
So.
No worries.
And I've kind of stuck with that build over the...
How's your
what's the
day
other one?
going, Sam?
What is the other one? Why am I forgetting this name? It's Long Wings is the name of the build, because I switch out, like, you know, I have to look up the spells. Like, I keep on forgetting the names of everything, but like, anyway.
What are you doing today, Jamie?
Rank 2s on Warrior and my Paladin.
How's
We were
the
just
world on
below
planet
floors with our
Jamie?
survivability. Really good.
How's the weather?
Dude, that's awesome.
Where are the mountains?
The only thing I'm really having trouble with now is stuff that can kite me really well. Yeah, it's an issue. That is an issue. So the problem is, like, in the rework, they said they're done with mobility, and like, if that's the case, like, there's certain things that the Hand of Freedom is dispellable again. They brought that back, and they really didn't do much with mobility, which is primarily what everybody's been asking for. And so that's not a good sign that they're ignoring again for the second time all the people who have been giving their time and giving them feedback. And so even though they're doing a rework, they're getting kudos for it. And we'll have to see how it goes, but
There's a goth dragon here.
I don't have much faith in it right now. Every time they do an update, it's further away from what everybody wants and everything else that made the class bad. So they're just pulling their same shit. So I'm kind of staying away from it so I don't get pissed
Good.
off. Because
Oh,
you know
that's
how that goes.
nice.
It's just frustrating.
All right, Sam. Have a good time having your lunch.
Oh yeah, well, that's gonna happen. The mage, look,
It's
even
going to
myself,
be
I'm not good on
beautiful.
the mage, but if I see a paladin,
Jamie.
even a warrior, to be honest with you, is very, like, I have an easier time. I have a much easier time against them. Like,
It's a little cool. Yesterday was really nice, very nice weather. My daughter even went to the park with her friends.
the Pharaoh's the one you have to watch out
It
for.
was
If you take a lot of
sunny.
damage, they get your
It's
shield.
supposed to be warm,
The
but
problem is,
it's
like,
a little cloudy.
A lot of these classes have such high self-heals that,
It's pleasant, it's pleasant.
you know, you can't
Can't
compare with that.
complain.
And their damage at the same time. Like, even though, like, the Demon Hunter has been nerfed so many times, but that class has such good survivability, and it also has mobility. Like, the mobility is part of that too.
Water mixable oil paints, so you can mix them with water, which is really nice.
Okay.
Let's add some more. A little bit of
Do I
purple.
start painting today, or do I wait? For some odd reason was the one I was doing pretty well against yesterday. I don't know why, but I was just playing really well against them. I always have a hard time against them. So that's good. That's good. I'd like to see what you're running for survivability. Now, I haven't played, like, when I play, I normally go, like, I'll have Xerxon as Druid healing me. And that's it. Like, or when I played with you, right? But in threes, the double damage, like focusing the ret, it's just like if they get your bubble, right? I mean, you know how that goes. You've played with me. When do you use it? Like, all right, so this is with Xavier, who's on his warrior, right? There
The Cobra oils, yeah. Have you used them?
we go. What rating did y'all get to with this?
I like them. They're very shiny, but very pleasant to work with.
That needs to get bigger, or is it bigger? What is throwing me off with this?
It's in creamy.
1.2K in full honor gear.
Lewis
Then you're better than I am, because I can't do that.
He doesn't want to
I'm doing something wrong.
intrude on our...
No, we're just having a nerd conversation over here. We're talking about paladins.
But he's not missing a beat. He's here.
I'm listening to you, and they can hear your voice and everything. It's just about 50. Then Val, then you need to show me what you're doing, because I mean, maybe Xerxes is right. Like, maybe maybe it's good, and one sec. Maybe it's good, and like, I don't know how I'll play him. Which, maybe that's the case. Could be. Like, because I use mine defensively. You say, well, you put them back on, like, put them on your heels, right? I mean, maybe. I don't know. No, I'm not. Val, you and I both know. And I'm fine with it. Like, common sense. Like, I'm not good. Right? But I don't know who you're going up against. I don't know. Maybe I need to see what your build is,
I like that
because
they're water soluble, Jamie, because
I've racked my brain with this.
I
Like,
can clean them with
I don't
water
just take a cookie cutter build and flow with it. I
dilute them
don't.
with water.
I start with one, and
It's
then I
nice,
start
I think. I
like
like that
tweaking
feature.
it and looking to see what I need to do. But
Still
I'm
feel very
doing something
creamy,
wrong.
and they dry. They take a while to dry.
Bubble timing. Maybe. The problem is if I pop it in my offensives half the time, they're gonna pop their defensives, right? And then the second that the bubble's down, then they just destroy me. So I don't know. Maybe playing with a warrior helps. I don't know. So I've only played with you and Xerx. Like, I haven't played with Xavier on the warrior. Or the paladin. Maybe I should try. Maybe I should see how that goes. Yeah. That's a smart play. That's a very smart play. Yeah. Maybe that'll do it. Oh my gosh. Okay. One of these days where everything just gets to me. Yeah, no, I want to play with Xavier. It's just he's never on when I'm on. Here's my thing. I don't give a fuck about rating. I don't, because I know that I'm going to be bottom of the barrel no matter how hard I try at this point. Because I've already tried very hard. Like, I've played a lot, okay? And my brain at this point in my life is just too fucking scattered to focus this. But I just want to, I don't care if we lose. Like, I don't care if we lose 10 straight games. It's frustrating, but I don't care. I want to arena. I want to play. I want to do arena on everything that I need practice on, which is everything. Like, I love doing it. I don't care about the number. So if you want to play with me on whatever tune you want to play, I don't care. You can take a low level. You can take whatever you feel like you want to play with. Bring your paladin and play. Like, that's what I need. what happens, like, when you go up against the priests and stuff, they're going to dispel it too, though, right? Shattering throw with the warrior, if they have it. Still there, Laura? Laura-san?
Huh?
Still there? Sorry, we're having like I said, a nerd conversation here. Okay.
He's focusing on painting.
Good. Good. As you should be. Shut. Yeah, the paladin burst is very oppressive. Luckily for me, I mean, a priest, I know what it's like having a paladin training, trying to get it dispelled off. I just sit the priest the whole time and just pressure. That's good to know, actually. That's good to know. Yeah, the priests give me a hard time with this stuff. Dude, this is going to be a very difficult thing. It would be difficult. Well, let me ask you a question. If they don't die in your burst, how do you survive when you don't have bubble if you popped it offensively or / defensively? That makes sense. So you save Hajj for the shattering throw. And the mass dispel you just interrupt. So that's what you save it for? That's good to know. But like if they get past that burst, what do you do? Goes up. Actually goes up. Keep fighting likely if you traded burst windows with each other, which is how I use my bubble. I'm on even footing with them. All right. Well, I'll have to see your build and see what you're doing because I'm trash, honestly, and I stopped playing them because I can't. I hold you guys back, like there's no. There's it's, it is what it is. So. That's looking really cool, Laura. I like that.
Thank you for this.
Yeah. Looks really cool. Make sure this is alright. I think that's a good strategy. Yeah, that's a good strategy. I like that. I'll try that. I'll definitely try. I mean, they're changing everything up, so. I don't know. We'll see. And to be truthful, I don't know if I'm going to continue playing it because the direction they're taking the gameplay of it, I just don't like. So right now, I like playing the mage the most. I think that's the most fun. I'm just not good at it, but I wasn't good at the class that I was playing either, like the one that I've been playing for several years. So that shouldn't be a deterrent, but it's fuck, this thing's off. I've been very frustrated because it's just I don't like the play style of it at all. But again, like I'm not playing it right, so it's probably that too. That's good to know, man. That's good to know. That's good to know. Like you see Spirit Bastion when they do the Blade Storm, they can't stop and the warriors can't do their shattering throw anyway. Plus, if you save for normally, I think okay. So what I've been doing, and maybe I should not do this, is I'll go in and use the stun right from the start. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should just. I don't know. The problem is if they start bursting, like they stun into me and start their burst. I guess I could just go ahead and bubble. That way I have the Hodge. That would work. That's a better strategy, actually. I agree with that. That's good. That's a good one. Trying to get this drawing. I'm trying to get this drawing correct here, so I spend less time correcting oil paint. So when I come back, Laura, it's the first thing I do with my work because I always work on things for some period of time. I always see a lot of things that need to change from the previous day, and because my eye is rested or for whatever reason it's rested and I can, so that's the first thing I do. I try to correct the drawing and see. I'm sure you do the same thing. Like you'll come back, you'll see something that looks totally different because your eye is now, your mind's rested from it. You're not you're distracted by certain things. You're rested. You can see all this stuff. And then you still have Trinket, Shield of Vengeance, and most of the time you can bop or lay on hands with just minor cooldowns, adjust your cards of vengeance. If you're going to use lay on hands, you probably want to do that more in the beginning. The only problem is it puts forbearance on because otherwise the diminishing returns reduces it significantly. But I like that strat. That's a good strat. So I'm shifting everything right now over just a little bit. Let's do these minor shifts. Minor shifts. There we go. That's good, Val. Yeah, that's a good move. It's a good move. The bottom line is I don't get enough practice. I play arena like sporadically. I'm on sporadically, and I don't get the practice that I need. I can't get into a rhythm. So it's like I feel like every time I start, I'm starting again. I'm starting over. Right? There's like I need to get momentum. It's just there's never I don't know. I need to get some momentum. Fuck, this thing's off. Think this comes over. All right, here we go. That's where it should be. How's your work coming? I think that looks really good, Laura.
Thank you. Working out the values.
I think my
dark.
internet's cutting out again.
Oh no.
Yeah. I think. Well, I think, yeah, Val, I don't know. I know the stream's out, by the way. I see it. It's out. My internet says it's fine, but Law and Order PvP talent to keep people slowed constantly made a big difference. I use, yeah. Those talents I always switch up. Like, each match I'll switch them up, like, quite a bit. Val, do you still see the stream, or is it like loading right now? This thing.
We won, Steve. Thank you for stopping by. Maybe you'll make it back. I'm
Later,
still on
Steve.
it. Have a wonderful weekend, man.
Oh, you see it fine? Okay. Then I don't know why, like, the player's cutting out for me or something. All right. Block this so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing here. Good. I'm glad you can see it. Yeah. Huh. Well, Val, this is good. Honestly, if you want to, I'll play with you if you want, but I'll bring your rating down. But if you want to play, I'll play with you. Fades these there. This one here. Is that top? Let's get these columns in. Make sure this is correct. That would be fun for me. I don't think we would get very far, but I'm not worried about. I think maybe either I go mage or something else. But also the warrior's like 67 or 8. But yeah, I agree. So I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't. It's whatever. It's over some maybe. One, two, three. This comes down. Right. One. Two, three. I think that's it. Thanks, Val. Thanks, buddy. I have my rogue. I have the mage. I don't know. I don't know. So. Top. Laura, that's looking awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's looking really good. It's looking very good.
You know, it's colorful.
Yeah, that it is. It actually drops.
Making really good progress, though.
Good.
You are, I mean.
I am. It's coming along. It's going to be good. This is going to be a good painting.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very good painting, I think.
Really, you're really good at perspective.
Thank you.
And buildings make them look really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop. Yeah, I'm trying to, like, the thing is, I could go into painting right now, but I know that I would be correcting stuff in paint more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easier to correct in charcoal right now. But it doesn't make necessarily, like, great entertainment. You know what I mean?
I know what you
Watch it.
mean.
Yeah.
It's tedious. I
This
prefer to
is.
skip that part. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
I always cheat. Well, sometimes I cheat. Delayed gratification is trying to work on it. I'm working on it.
Right? Delayed gratification. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
Although I did take my time earlier, I did take like 5 minutes to sketch this dragon out.
Did you?
Well, yeah.
5 minutes. Good job. Great
No,
job,
no.
Laura.
um, it was probably more like 15, 20, maybe.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I don't know. It's pretty easy design. It's just a profile.
Right, right.
Not a lot of,
Yeah.
complication.
I hear you on that one. I hear you on that one. So, here. What's there?
It's okay, Kale. It's okay.
What happened, Kale? What happened?
Somebody must have drove by.
Drove by. Where are you?
Trigger, go lucky. Trigger? No. I don't know. Trigger happy?
Bitch. Yeah, Val says trigger go lucky is better than trigger happy.
Yeah.
I agree. Trigger go lucky. It's funny, Laura. Very pleased with Tagging's work.
Yeah. He's a very determined young man.
He understands concepts that a lot of people who actually are going to the school don't understand.
Hmm.
It's quite nice.
Bye, Jamie.
Jamie, see ya.
Have a great weekend too. I just came onto my stream to see what's happening in Jay. Just found her comment. I don't know if she's still here or not.
Oh.
Gotcha. I do that all the time.
All the freaking time. There. Right.
Are you listening to something good, Louis?
I'm listening to Neverwinter soundtrack. It's a game. I don't play it, but I think it's a beautiful soundtrack.
You know, a rock or
No, it's kind of
fantasy?
like dramatic classical almost, but it's
Oh.
epic. It's a game.
Oh, it's epic, right?
Yeah, it's a video game soundtrack. So I mean, it's it's okay. It's just
Right. It's epic.
it's epic.
Not really into epic music. I am not.
Well, I like epic music because it fits my lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I?
Makes sense, yes.
It makes perfect sense. Yes.
Yeah. You're basically listening to your life soundtrack as you live it.
There's a reason why I muted myself to your stream because y'all didn't want to hear about the dynamics we were just discussing, which was the highest level of nerd you can possibly reach, except the guy I'm talking to is very good. I'm not. So, I wish I was good, but I'm not. It used to be better. But I'm not. Games in general.
Still playing Overwatch with Clara?
I want to play with her, but I don't think she's playing that much, and we're playing some to mix it up. I mean, the guys, but like Val and Xerxes. But I don't like what they did to that game. They messed it up.
Oh.
In my opinion, they really screwed things up. They really messed things up. Val, where are you up to anyway, man? Laura's painting. Yeah, it looks really cool. So what are you gonna do with that Laura?
I hope I'll sell it for $5 million.
Conquest on Paladin, gotcha.
Just like all of my other paintings that I've sold, every single one of them.
Right.
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 In fact, my studio is so empty, I need to keep producing in order to keep it from echoing all around here.
Right. So I'm gonna start working out again. So I also had to get rid of all the beer in my house. I drank a lot of beer yesterday, and now I'm just kind of mildly hungover and don't feel it. Dude, that's hilarious. So, sorry, I just read Val's text, and he's talking about how he's trying to get in shape. So he said to do that, he knew he needed to get rid of all the beer in his house. So yesterday, in an attempt to get rid of all that beer, he drank all of it. So now he's hungover. His heart was in the right place, is what he said. It's pretty fun. And now he doesn't feel like doing anything now. So it kind of,
No remorse.
it's pretty funny. Yeah, it's actually really funny what happened. That's really funny.
That's the way to do it. Now he doesn't have any beer anymore, which is a step in the right direction. See, he's already taking proactive steps to be a better person.
Yeah, he has. He's been trying to change his name back to Strong for a long time. Big and strong.
Strong in the arm.
He wants to. If he says if he ever has a kid, he's gonna name him Big and Strong. BIG space in. Big in.
One.
Shit. That's something.
Does your back start hurting when you stand up too much? Painting, Lewis? Oh.
No, mine doesn't. I don't know if it will eventually, but maybe I'm used to it. I don't know. Well, fortunately, I don't have back issues.
Nice.
I mean, maybe sometimes. Maybe like right back. I think what was it like the? It's not rhomboids, is it? It's like in between your scapula and stuff sometimes. But I think the thing is that I've had so many issues in the past from working out that I kind of do exercises that strengthen those muscles, and ever since I've done that, I haven't had any back issues. If that makes sense. I haven't really thought of it.
Don't get me wrong, I have issues. I have a lot of issues. But fortunately, backs are the worst, especially lower back.
Worst. They're worse.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad stuff.
Like teeth. Teeth are worse than back, I think.
Well, here's the
Head.
teeth.
Head is worse than back.
So
yeah.
like, the thing with when you stand all day, it's good for you apparently, and I stand most of the day, right? Especially when I'm doing this type of work, I stand. So it's, you know, I feel pretty good for the most part. Physically, I feel fine.
Mentally is the challenge.
Mentally, I feel good. Just need to keep my
Well-
temper in check.
Which is fine, it's in check. Just
I tend to be a little bit too hard on myself over things, which is not good. I've noticed this. Like, I think I
was actually doing this stream with talking to Val about nerd stuff, which it's like a game, and I'm like beating myself down with it, which is stupid as shit.
I don't know why I do it. Like, I get in this mentality, I think, this is not good shit. 1 second. I get in this mentality where if I'm disappointed with how I've done my work, especially the day before, I can kind of beat myself up with it, which is not being a perfectionist. That's being an idiot. Right? You can still be a perfectionist, not like degrade. Sometimes I fall into that. And then I'll kind of translate into everything else that I do, which is not good. I've noticed I do that, so I try to, you notice things and you try to shift it, shift your mentality. That's what I'm doing. So I'm starting to put some shadows in here, just because it's starting to apply to the big shapes, but I can still shift them if I want.
I think it's good to criticize yourself and to want to be better. And, there's a limit to that, of course, but if you always are happy with what you've done, then you're not challenging yourself to do better things, There's always something that one can improve, always.
Yeah, I hear you. Val says his back always hurts. I know, Val, he's a line worker. And those guys are climbing, and they're always having to do physical labor, pushing, pulling. I think mainly pulling, that's your back right there. Lifting those telephone poles, which are heavy as shit. And he already has, had some disc issues, right? You had some bulging discs, or was it herniated discs or something? He's had some bad things, but he toughs through it. Which is good, man. That's what you do. You tough through. But he's also trying. He's in his 30s and trying. He doesn't want to have obviously
back issues, or you got to be careful with that. So he's had it rough.
Or like a couple of years ago, Val, you're saying that. I remember like something. Didn't you have it worked on or a temporary fix for it, or something happened? Some back issues and he smashed his sciatic nerve. That can't be good.
Yikes.
Yeah. Stuff, man.
Cannot be good.
Back-breaking work, you know. It's
Painting. I agree. It
literally
is.
back-breaking. You know, in that sense, you know,
The cool thing is with that type of work that he does, it's very physical. So I don't know if he necessarily needs to go to the gym all the time, but
Right.
that's also the downside of it is that wears and tears on your body, and you can't get away from it. You know, if the gym, right? Gym, you can take breaks. You can pace yourself. You can choose what you want to do. With work, you can't. You have to do it,
and you can't break from it. You have to, and that's a very difficult thing, you know, because you can't always help how your body feels.
sometimes shit just happens. And so that's one of the rough. It's like an up and a down. I would think of physical labor.
Yeah.
I think it's very
Yeah,
difficult.
not to mention the chance of injuries, you know, when something falls or something.
Oh,
like
definitely, definitely. That's a big one. And I mean, he's also working with live wires. This stuff will literally.
You'll just explode into flames if you get just nicked by this stuff. It's incredibly dangerous. Right?
That. Worse than the circus without all the fun stuff, you know?
Where do you come up with these?
Comparisons.
I don't know. I was just thinking that I've always kind of wanted to live, you know, up on the wire in the circus. I've always thought it was.
Of
would be a
course.
fun-
Of
maybe,
course. That's
maybe
totally
next time
normal.
around.
Totally normal.
What kid has not wanted to be part of the circus? You tell me.
Me?
Sorry for your childhood.
Yeah.
I still want to join the circus. I just don't know how to run away from my family. They'll notice their dinner isn't being served.
Shit. Screwed something up. Shoot. I see it.
Sam's not still here.
Let's see.
He heard that if he is. No, everybody left.
I thought I heard something. Epic music playing in my earphones. I'm gonna leave it. It's epic. Screw it. Okay. There. Why the hell did I do that? It's halfway up. This is this. Okay.
So you're gonna paint that with oil paints, Louis?
Yes. And I'm going to regret saying this. There's a painter, a landscape painter I greatly respect, named Mark Boges, but I don't know how to say his last name. He's still alive. Boges, it's B-O-E, I think D-G-S or something, or I should know how to spell him. I love his work. But he does it all the time. Like, he is a landscape painter specifically. That's what he does. So it's a very high standard. And I want to attempt to do it in this style. The problem is, I don't know how, number one. Number two, this is going to be time consuming, but painting is. It's going to be a challenge. So I'm going to paint it, but I don't know how good it's going to look.
You generally project how much to you and to the client, how long it's gonna take you to paint it?
I do, but this is for my sister,
Oh, right.
and
I
You know, it's a good
forgot. It
price.
doesn't have so much of a timeline.
I just want it to be good.
Yeah. Which is understandable.
Yep. It's could be very good. So I'm just essentially trying to get everything all set up here. Sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. I'm trying to. I forgot what I was gonna say. Whatever. Fill in the blank. We're trying to whatever.
It's gonna be a challenge. This.
There's no reason why I can't pull it off, but I might not, right? I know I can do it. It's just a question of if I do manage to pull it off. Sometimes I do pull things off. Other times I don't pull things off. But I want to try to
Keep a high standard with this stuff. No, this is off a photograph. I don't really have a choice with this one. Is the problem.
Do you often have a feeling of having a little doubt whether you're gonna pull something off at any part of the job?
I don't have doubt that I can do what I want to do. If it's a commission, I know that I will work until I get it.
Right.
But sometimes it's more of questionable whether or not I will, right? Like, yeah, sometimes I do question that. It's not that I doubt myself with it. It's just sometimes I just do stupid shit. It's just how it is, right? So as long as I'm not stupid, as long as I stay focused, I'll be fine. But it's more of that. Frankly, I don't really I don't think about it too much. Because if you start thinking, you psych yourself out about this, and some people get nervous over this. I never get nervous because I know what I have to do, right? I get nervous if I didn't know what I was doing. And I'm not saying I can do everything, but I'm saying I know I can get it up to a certain level. I know my weaknesses, and so I'll work around that. And I'll try to improve upon them, right? But there's always a little bit of question if you can pull something off or not. That's with everybody. I don't care how good they are, right? So.
Oh, that's why I'm very surprised to hear you that you have weaknesses. I never thought you had any weaknesses. From what I've seen,
I have weaknesses.
Never caught any weakness.
Well, here's the thing. The longer I work on this, the better it will look. But I can always get it looking better quicker. Does that make sense?
Right.
Sometimes for example, this could be further along if I wasn't making the mistakes that I'm making. Or if I was going about it in a different way.
All right, so, I mean, there's things that I could be doing better. I could articulate them too, like something I just did right here, for example. But even if you make mistakes, you can turn those into not being mistakes. You can either correct them, or you can create a special effect with that that actually works. Like, there's wiggle room, in other words. But I tend to try to look at the work non-emotionally, and I try to root out anything that's going to slow me down technically. And one of the things is just being pissed off at myself about stuff, or doubt. Doubt's a big one too. Because if you're constantly doubting, it's going to come out in your work, and it's going to create technical issues, and so you have to figure out how not to do that. The best way to do that is just to train and to be like, to know what you're doing. If you're not trained, right, then you're going to be making these mistakes. Just made a big one right now, but it doesn't really matter. This is actually over here.
The experience you have, the more you know what you're gonna do, and the more confidence you get.
Yeah, like you need to practice and all this stuff. You're not going to be able to perform if you don't practice what you're doing. And the practice, the method of practice is very important. I've been very fortunate because I've been given a method of practice that I can fall back to. It's not one that I made up myself that has flaws. Because the method of practice, if you're not practicing the right way, you're going to be developing bad habits. It doesn't matter if you're doing it a long time. Oftentimes, like, some painters are really bad, and they've been doing this for a very long period of time because they're developing the wrong skills. They're not skills, they're just like, it's literally holding them back. Oh my gosh, I am being so stupid right now. Right? Here, this is actually this one. So like I say, I'm being stupid. Actually, I'm not slowing myself down by saying that. I'm just saying I'm being dumb, right? So like, with this, I'm not getting like emotional about it and saying, oh, I suck, I'm never going to get it, this and that. Because I've done that before with art. I've done that. It's like it's a mind game oftentimes, but most of it's very technical.
It's all in the mind.
Yep, this is true. This is true. This is true. Looks awesome, Laura.
Thank you.
That looks really damn good. I like that. Are you gonna do a video on this?
Probably like a small time lapse. I can talk
I think you should do more than that. I think
more.
that's
Like
yeah.
what? A tutorial? Or what?
That's something people would like to see. I really like that. It's engaging. It would make an awesome thumbnail if you ever decide not to be lazy and actually do a good one. And I'll actually help you with that if you want, because I'm a master at thumbnails. I get millions of views with each video. I'm serious. That is a good painting. What you could do, you could either accompany it with a story, but you got to keep in mind, most people don't know how to do this stuff. They're going to be watching. They're not like they don't necessarily paint all the time. That's a really cool thing. You could go around, you could talk about the process, not trying to teach them necessarily, but just give your insight with it and talk about some stories or something. Talk about dragons, make it quick, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes or something. And just going through saying, I'm putting this color in because, I blah, blah, blah. Technically, this is what's happening. I decided to do this because of that. Just these interesting artistic choices. I think that would be awesome. Can you hear me?
Consider it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's a compliment because I think that's a really good piece that you've done. And I think it merits more than, I think you should do a time lapse, but if I was you, I would make that into like something nice. That's a painting to be proud of.
The best performing video that I have on my channel is my dragon eye that I published before VRA. That was like a month before VRA. I published that and it's still getting views like the thing. It's got like, I don't know. For me, it's a lot of views, like 8,000 views. But it's just a time lapse. There's nothing happening. It's not even that good because the camera keeps shifting to one side. And still people are watching it and it's getting me a lot of even subscribers and watch time.
Well, that's what was going through my head was that that I remember this, the Dragon time lapse, but that's a really good one. I think you should do that, and I should probably do something like that. Dragons are really cool, and yes, Val, yes, I'm going to try to get on later. I have.
Hello, Andy. Andy's in the house.
It might be later, like 10 tonight. It depends on a lot of things. I might have to pick my dad up and bring him back to the place, but I am going to try to get on, yes. I have some friends coming over too, but that'll be before. Are you on right now? I think you are. All right. You are, okay. Got a lot of stuff done. This is good. This is good. See, I can keep on hatching this stuff out. Shadow this in. And I'm going to start bringing out some light shapes.
There we go.
Some Gali, what's up? So this is birchwood panel. Birchwood. Got this at Home Depot. Birchwood is pretty strong, and so I gesso it front, back, and sides 3 times each with Dick Blick water-based gesso. That seems to work. I used a different primer recently, but I don't think I used that on this board. So this is water-based gesso. And then I put a grind on it. It's just simply a mixture of ivory black, some cadmium red, and then thinned down with walnut oil, and I just spread it very thin, let it dry. So that's it. Yeah, it's pretty tough. I like it because it's very durable. It's going to last. It's not going to be, I like canvas, but over time, there's expansion, contraction due to moisture, and ever-changing temperature. And oil paint itself dries over time, even after it's dry to the touch. It'll continuously dry, and it can get brittle and it can crack because of it. So the surface is going to be a stagnant surface. It's not going to be moving as much as a canvas would. So you're going to have less cracking, which is quite nice. It's going to stand the test of time, because obviously all my work goes into the Louvre in Paris. They're constantly begging me for this stuff, so I have to indulge them every once in a while. We've come up with a nice little bargain because I like keeping my work, even though they pay me several millions of dollars for each piece, so it's not a big deal. All right, just gonna keep on working this drawing up. Gotta fix this drawing. That's the main thing. Fix the drawing. I have a lot of the information in right now. These buildings, these images. Let's put a couple other pieces here, just indications of such. Is how it is. So a long time ago, I had a piece at a show, and the floor, the piece, it was a Virgin Mary painting, and it was being displayed on a floor that was very smooth. So I had a tripod easel. It was one of those wooden ones with the toggles that the toggles prevent the easel from, splitting and just dropping. Well, the smooth floor was so smooth that I had put the painting on it, and this painting itself was done in canvas, and it fell, and then the actual easel went through the through the painting itself.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was a mess. But it was actually one of the best things that happened because I got it restored. I found a good restorer who knows how to do that stuff, and I have since become friends with him. He's taught me a lot, but I've had stuff that needs to be restored, or people need to, get their stuff restored as well, and so I always push them to him. And I've done some work for him as well in terms of like matching color on pieces that are like, they've been. Maybe he's had to sew the canvas back together where there was a tear or something, and I go through and just touch it up.
That's good.
Yeah.
Collaboration.
But it also made me go to wood.
Right.
For this reason, because I like painting on wood itself as well.
I do too, actually. That portrait of that lady is on a wood panel. I really enjoy that. Only it's so much more bulky than
Right.
canvas. But it's more durable, I agree. Just feels more sturdy.
Right? It does. It feels sturdy. I like it. It's a good feeling.
Good.
Comes up some, but I don't know if I want that on necessarily. Maybe I bring this up some.
Thank you so much, Clara. I'm just gonna put the first layer. Just gonna finish covering it and then gotta take the dogs out. I'll work on it later. This is certainly not a one stand painting. Alla prima. It's not an alla prima.
Val, that'll be good for me because you get my head into it, and I need to be pushed with that because, the thing is that at the end of the day, I'm so my head's just not into things. You know what I mean? So if you can get into it, that's I get into it because of you guys. This stuff kind of teaches me how to look at this, which is very helpful. It's the type of person I am. I kind of need to get guided with certain things. I feel like I have potential. I just getting into things that my brother always helped. He gets it naturally. All right. I know that's not right. Here's the thing. So I'm working on something. This is tricky because I'm working on something right now, Laura, and there's a level of artistic shifts that I could do here and there. For example, moving the street up or down for the compositional purposes, but it also has to work. It can't look made up. Does that make sense? So it's a balancing act. Are you still there, Laura? Oh, shit. Is my stream dying?
I'll check you.
Hey, can you hear me, Laura?
I can hear you, Lewis.
Good.
I can still see you moving.
Really? My bit rate's questionable at this point. Do a speed test.
Bah.
Speed test is okay. Load player. Whatever. All right. Louder, can you hear me? Val, can you hear me? Good, you can hear. Can you see me? Is the player, everything looking good?
Can hear you and I can see you moving. Lewis.
Good, okay, thanks, Laura. Okay, got it. Some weird stuff is happening on my computer, I guess, then. Which is fine, bring it. Where the street should be to there. It should be here. Val's. He's,
I read it.
he's
Are you
such a
really
jackass.
importing
No, I make
German
my.
goodies?
No, I make my own.
Ah, of course.
Actually.
In your studio.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I have a studio.
Yes, of course.
That's the stupidest thing ever. This actually comes in there. This goes up there. So you make these changes right now, man. Make them right now, and then you don't need to necessarily worry about them later as much. Just need to think about it. It's off. So the thing is, like, I'm putting this detail here, which is fine. But honestly, I think I want to kind of fade it. Fade that some. Fade it. Fade that just a little bit so it just goes back. Right? That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Okay, this makes more sense. There, this is here. Okay. So I mean, this is pretty damn good. Shit. Loud, are you still streaming?
Yep.
Good. I think I'm about to stop.
Okay.
Yeah, that
I'm
point-
not gonna be far behind you. I'm kind of running on low.
I gotta run somewhere very shortly, but this is much better than it was when I got on. Made a lot of corrections. The thing is, I want to rest my eye with it and come back strong and see it maybe do one more session where I'm just drawing, which is pushing that drawing, and then I go in with the paints, because for what I'm trying to do, this angle's off. What I'm trying to do is going to require a degree of accuracy with drawing. The drawing needs to be correct. This drops. This drops. Drops. Right, it needs to be correct, so. And make sure this is, perspective is on and everything. Everything's where I want it to be. That is the key to this. It's a little bit of a rough start today, but there's still drawing mistakes in this I need to get. Denise, what's up? Young Knot, thank you for reminding me, Young Knot. Okay, Denise Oils, because we have a D-Nice, and I thought that was, because people are constantly changing their name. Good, that's Young Knot. So we got Young Knot here with me. I'm about to call it for today, but, this was a successful day, considering especially how it started. Just put a couple of these things in. See, this doesn't make sense. If this is here, this is here. That drawing is off. I need to fix that. This is not good. I'll fix it. I know how to fix this. This drops. This is here. That would be down some. This would be over. This would be here. This drops. But that doesn't make sense. No, that doesn't make any sense. Damn it. So this is one of the things I do like about this is that it's very easy to erase. So my plan with this, do you know, I'm spelling his name wrong. I'm going to look up his last name. Mark Boges, I don't know how to say his name. Mark Boedges. Mark Boges. All right, yeah, look up Mark. I'll type it in here. This guy's work. Now, I'm shooting myself in the foot by answering your question right now because I don't know if I can do this. But look him up. And I kind of want to apply some of his technique into like this painting. But the problem is it's a large painting and I'm not sure for various reasons. It's a high bar. It's a high bar. Yeah, he's very good. He's currently alive today. So anyway, that's kind of the deal. But this is for my sister, and it's going to be an oil painting.
A lot of landscapes from him.
He's so awesome. He is so good. So good.
Very good, yeah.
I love his work. He is so talented.
Beautiful work, yeah.
Here's the cool thing, is that like it's so easy to see good work now. Now, it's always best to see it in person. Always. I don't care. Because let me tell you, subtle shifts in contrast, in exposure, in color intensity, in saturation, very subtle shifts that you don't think can totally change the feel of a piece. It's always best to see it in real life because oftentimes they do look better in real life, I have found. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's the exact opposite. He is very good. It's not a la prima. He doesn't just do one shot with it. He continuously goes back in and works it. Right?
It doesn't look like alla prima work.
And I think he probably lays a small foundation first. Like I think he goes in and I don't know. So my point is I'm not sure I can bring it to that skill level. I know that if I practiced very hard and especially having him as a reference, I could get close. Whether I can do it at this piece or not, I'm not sure. But it's good to give yourself a high bar with things. Like you got to challenge yourself. And I keep on thinking that's how I want it. Here's the thing. There's a level of creativity, even though that's like very realistic stuff. That's not how nature actually looks, if that makes sense, his paintings. So that's not a knock. That's actually a huge compliment. So he has this touch to his work that's just beautiful. He adds to it. He improves it. He plays color off each other to create an illusion that's pleasing. It's not always in nature. If he wanted to do like exact color, I'm sure he could, but it would be a step back from what he's already doing. That's a compliment. Like he's damn good. And that's what I have to, I am trying to do that. Like I've been keeping up with him, his work for a long time, and I just think he's really good. All right. Of Richard Schmidt, yeah, I can see that with his brushwork, with his color. It's almost just like, it's very expressive stuff. Very controlled, but has solid drawing. It's painterly. Tight, but not tight. He's really, I think he's mastered the brush in his craft, which is a good thing. Well, guys, I am going to call it here. Laura, don't mess up. I'm telling you, don't be an idiot, okay? I really want you to do something with this. It really looks good.
Thank you. I'm actually gonna stop as soon as I put a little shine in his eye.
That's a good piece, and that would make a nice thumbnail.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be working on this for a whole bunch more.
Good.
I gotta put in scales and all sorts of stuff, stars, and fill in all the bits and pieces that aren't even covered. Oh, so
I think
this
that's really
just
cool.
first pass. Yeah.
That looks really good.
Mulțumesc, Mama. Aw,
That
my
looks
mom
very-
is here.
Oh,
She's saying that it's beautiful.
tell Mama Drush. What's the name?
Andrush.
Agrush. Ciao.
That's not her
That
name,
name.
by the way. Not anymore.
What is her name?
Her name is Lucia.
Lucia. Ciao Lucia. Fatto bene. Sì. Yeah. All right.
I know my mom's gonna call me after this. She's gonna be like,
Who
"Who
the
was
hell?
that?"
What happened? Idiot.
All right, Louis. Okay, everybody. Ciao, Mama. Bye, everyone.
Wait, are you
Te-
leaving? Are you leaving?
I am leaving too.
Okay, I am too. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, indeed.
And just
Thank you,
remember,
everyone.
I care about y'all more than Laura cares about y'all. Just keep that in mind.
It's probably true. Benjamin Strong. Hello.
That's
Ciao.
that's Val. That's Val.
That's Val.
Oh,
Oh my-
when I'm streaming, I'm probably next Monday or Tuesday I'll be streaming, but I'll try to give a heads up in disc.
All right.
Laura, I'll
see
see
you guys. Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye, guys. I'll take care.
Bye.